In this episode of Axe Tuts, I show you how to break a chord. Hello and welcome to Axe Tuts, the show where I share with you things I know about guitar playing, music theory and more. Today I wanted to introduce to you the arpeggio. The word originally comes from Italian arpeggiare, which literally means to play on a harp, but in this case it's translated as broken chord. It's basically when you play the notes of a chord individually in sequence rather than simultaneously as a full chord. This can be applied as a background to a melody, like an alternative to playing rhythm, which is achieved simply by holding the chord and picking each note instead of strumming it, like this. Or it can actually be used within a melody or solo by applying them in the same way as you would scales. The forms that are used for this type of application are derived from the major scale fingerings, which I showed in episode 2. For this video I'm going to show the 7 forms of the dominant 7th so that we can see how it can be applied over the same 12-bar blues progression from last week. Let's go ahead and check out the different forms on the guitar. Just like with any new scale, you should practice each fingering up and down the neck. Start from different positions within the arpeggio, use different sequences as shown in episode 2, and also play them over the cycle of fourths, which I've shown in episode 11. All these exercises help you to get to grips with the fingerings, preparing you to put them to use in your playing. Now let's see how they fit over the 12-bar blues progression from last week. I'll start simply by playing the arpeggios up and down continuously, changing form where the chords change in the progression. This is done by simply moving to the nearest note in the next chord. You'll get the idea when I show you. Then I'm going to go on to play a very simple melody using those arpeggios. first part of what I just played can be played starting from the highest note of the arpeggio as well as the way I showed. Also, since there are 7 forms that the arpeggio can be played in, there are also 7 ways in which you could finger the progression. Using your knowledge of the 7 forms and the 12-bar blues progression, try working out the other 6 fingerings. The second half of the example was a very simple example of how the arpeggios can be used to play lead. You may not use them exactly in that way, but it's one extra tool that you can use when you're composing. Since all the notes are from the chord, they will of course fit and strengthen the chord changes. And that's it for this video. It's time for me to leave until next week. As usual, remember to like and share this video if you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, comments or suggestions, you can leave them in the YouTube comment section or on twitter.com/RayGeorge.